Hey everyone, Michael O'Brien here, and today I thought it would be a fun idea to talk about how to pitch. Alright, so seeing as how I recently started my new job working for Houdini's Magic at the Disneyland Resort in beautiful Anaheim, California. And on top of that, we have the Penguin Maxx convention in Los Angeles coming up. So for those of you guys who are going to Penguin Maxx, please feel free to stop by, say hello. I'll be working in the dealer's hall for Penguin Maxx 2019 this year in October. I believe October is 25th and 26th. Don't quote me on that. I don't have the schedule right in front of me. Double check it. I'll leave a link in the description below so that you guys can check it out. If you haven't already reserved tickets to it, I suggest you do so right away because they're limiting it to 300 people to attend the convention. So once it's maxed out, see what I did there? Once it's full, you won't be able to go anymore. So if you haven't already registered, I suggest you do so. But anyways, in this video, I wanted to talk about how to pitch. Now, when I say pitch, what do I mean exactly? I'm talking about selling product, but I'm not talking about doing online sales. I'm talking about face-to-face marketing and selling product. And this could be for magic stuff. It could really be for anything. So if you're watching this video and you're not a magician, that's totally fine. Some of these ideas are going to translate to any product. And even if you are a professional magician, but you don't have really any product to sell, I suggest watching this video anyway because it might help with your face-to-face interactions with clients when you're trying to like book gigs and things. So anyways, let's talk a little bit about it. When it comes to pitching or trying to sell a product live, person to person, there's really three phases that this goes to, okay? The first phase is called the hook. Now, all that means is you're getting them to stop what they're doing and actually listen to what you have to say. Now, the hook can be done in a couple ways. Number one, it can be done visually, meaning you do something visual that gets their attention, gets them interested, and then you can roll into the pitch. Number two, it can be simply asking them a question, something that gets them interested, and then you roll into the pitch. So let's just say someone walks in and I go, hi, like, hello, welcome to the magic shop. Have you guys seen the spirit lights? Check this out, like boom, boom, start doing some cool visual stuff, right? Throw it in the air. Here, come over here, grab onto that light, hold on to it for me. They are now kind of rolled in, and now you're going into the performance, the demonstration, the pitch as we call it, right? So that's the first way. Now the second way is asking them a question. Now, when you ask a question, it needs to be an open-ended question. And what do I mean by that? When I say an open-ended question, essentially you want to ask a question that no matter what the answer is to, it leads into a demonstration. It's almost like a magician's choice or like an equivoque kind of thing, but in kind of like a sales sense. So for example, here is something you do not want to say, although most customer service and retailers say this. Hello, can I help you guys find anything today? What is the answer? So anytime that you're walking through a store, you're at JCPenney, you're looking at clothes. Someone walks up to you and says, hello, sir or madam, is there anything that I can help you with today? What is the first thing you always say? Say it with me, because I know that you're going to say it. This is going to feel like a telepathic link through the camera. Say it with me out loud. You ready? No, thank you. I'm just looking. Or I'm just browsing. Or, oh no, it's okay. I'm just having a look and see what you guys have in stock or whatever. I don't know. Like any kind of version or variation of that. Essentially, they're saying, no, thank you. Don't talk to me. I don't want you to try to sell me anything. I just want to look at stuff. And 9 times out of 10, they never ask you any questions about any of the products and they walk out of the store. So that was a closed question. Is there anything I can help you find today? If they say yes, then you can help them. If they say no, then they're going to leave and that's the end of the interaction. So you want to ask them more of an open-ended question. Something where if they say yes or no, it doesn't matter because it's going to roll into a sales pitch. So here's an example. Hello, welcome to the magic shop. Is it anyone's first time? If they say, yes, it's my first time, I go, oh, wow, that's awesome. Well, you know what that means. You guys got to come see a magic trick. Come over here. Let me show you something. And then I roll into the sales pitch. Now, let's just say they go, no, we've been in here before. I go, whoa, that's really cool. Welcome back. What have you guys seen already? They tell me the things that they've seen. Now I know not to demonstrate the same exact product to them again. And I say, oh, okay, very cool. Here, let's try a new one. Let's see this. And then you go into the sales pitch. Excuse me. So, number one, the hook. Getting them interested in what it is that you're selling. The second thing that you're going to be doing now is the actual demonstration itself, or the pitch. You're going to be showing them the product that you want them to buy. So, while you're showing them the product, there's a few things that you want to keep in mind. Okay? The first thing that comes to mind is the keep it simple, stupid approach, where essentially you want to try to show them the product, but you want to make it look as easy and as simple and as straightforward as possible. Right? The KISS approach. Keep it simple, stupid. So, if you do a bunch of flashy moves and cardistry and a bunch of technical stuff with the deck of, let's just say you're pitching a deck of cards. You do a bunch of technical stuff with it, they are going to automatically assume that that is hard, I'm not going to be able to do that. And that goes for both laymen and magicians too. You want them to know that it's going to be super easy to do and that they'll be able to do it pretty much right away. Now, having said that, not every single product you're going to be trying to sell is super easy. If your product is a knuckle buster, don't lie to them and tell them that it's super easy, of course. If your product does take a lot of work and a lot of practice, you want to make sure that you're explaining to them exactly what they're buying, which rolls into number 2. Don't lie to them. Don't tell them that the product does XYZ, and then they get it, and then they realize that it doesn't do XYZ. Or don't tell them, oh yeah, it's super simple. I mean, like a 3-year-old could do this. And then they open it up and then they're not able to do it because it's too complicated for them and they're gonna wanna return it, okay? So it's very important that you keep it simple and you make sure that you're being honest with them and you're pitching the specific product to the specific demographic. So I might not show the spirit lights to a 4 or 5-year-old. Instead, I might pitch the coloring book to them because the coloring book is gonna be a little bit easier for them to do. And when I pitch the coloring book, I also pitch it to the parents saying, you know, even if your child can't understand how to flip through the pages, it's okay. All they need to do is hold on to the magic wand and you can actually flip through the pages and you can do the magic yourself, like from a technical standpoint, but make them believe that they're the ones actually making the magic work. So it's kind of like a team effort between, like, you know, parent and child, which rolls into the next point. You want to kind of give them a little tiny taste of the secret. Now, you don't want to tell them the entire secret, of course, because once they know the entire secret, they're not going to want to buy it anymore. They're just going to go, oh, okay, cool, I got the secret. So, like, for example, let's say the coloring book is a perfect example, right? So I'm not going to show them exactly how it works, but what I will tell them is, you know, it's so easy to do. If you can flip through the pages, you can do this trick. It's that simple. Because the method is in how you flip the book. Now, I told them the method is in how you flip the book, but I didn't show them exactly how to flip through the book to do it. So even though they know that the method is flipping through the book, they still don't know how it works. They can't just go and grab their own coloring book and do it themselves. Of course, they have to buy this coloring book to be able to do it, right? Same thing with the spirit lights, for example. So if you haven't already seen my spirit lights review, I suggest you guys check that one out. I will tell them it comes with 2 lights inside of the package and it's really easy to do. All you have to do is just touch your fingers together like this and the lights will turn on. So I'm not telling them exactly what comes in there, but they do know that there's something that you wear on your hands and you do know that you touch your fingers together to turn them on. So that telegraphs to them that it's simple, and they also feel more confident about their purchase because they feel like they understand what they're buying. So this all kind of goes along with the keep it simple, stupid approach, right? You want to have them understand what it is that they're buying without giving them 100% of the method, and keeping it all simple and making sure that you're pitching it to the appropriate age demographic. So next thing is putting the items in their hands if possible and letting them try to perform it themselves if possible. Now I put that caveat, if possible, in there because you can't do that with every single product. Let's just say you're demonstrating a Svengali deck. What you can do is put the deck on the table and say, I want you to go ahead and cut the cards now. Cut the cards, complete the cut. You do the magic move, whatever it is, and you turn over the top card. They turn over the top card, and it still worked in their hands with them doing 100% of the work. And then I'll say, you don't even know how the trick works, and you were able to do it. That's how easy it is. So again, it's this notion of giving them part of the secret without giving them the whole secret. In this case, you let them do it, didn't tell them how it works, but yet it was still able to work in their hands. Another example, I was able to work with Matthew Garrett at the Ninja Plus booth in the dealer's hall at Blackpool this year. When we were demonstrating Ninja Plus, for those not familiar with Ninja Plus, it's the effect where you take a ninja ring, link it onto a wedding band, and then hand that out for the audience to examine it. While you're going through the routine, I actually take it off, put it back on, hand it out, let them examine it, and then tip a little bit of the method. It's so easy to do. In fact, I'm going to let you do it. You see there is XYZ. I'm not going to go into detail here for you guys on the camera, unfortunately. If you want to know how Ninja Plus works, make sure you come see me at Penguin Maxx, and I'll give you guys the actual pitch, and you can see it. See how I did? That's how I roll. No, but seriously. So I put it in their hands. I showed them a little piece of the secret, and then I had them do it. They were able to link and unlink the ring, hand it to their friend, and let their friend examine it, and now the ring was linked on. So you show how simple it is and how easy it is to do. That way they understand a little bit about what they're getting. They're not going to have buyer's remorse. That's the worst thing you want. You don't want to trick them into buying something because they're going to try to return it, which means you're going to have to do one of two things. Either you're going to have to return it, or you're going to say, no, sorry, all sales are final. I can't return that item. And now they're going to leave you a negative review because Mike O'Brien ripped me off, and I bought this trick and he lied to me and said it did XYZ and it didn't do XYZ. And when I tried to return it, he said, sorry, no. And so now Michael essentially scammed me out of my money. So that's what you want to avoid. Be as honest and upfront as possible without giving away the whole method. Let them know how easy it is to perform. Keep it simple. And I promise you, they'll want to buy it and they're going to enjoy the product that you actually sold them. So now we're jumping into phase 3. Phase 3 is the close. So you've hooked them in, you've got them excited about the product, you demonstrated it for them, now you need to sell it to them. So how do you close? The way that I like to close is based off of emotions. So getting them really excited about the product, explaining to them, imagine you showing this trick to your friends or your family and they're going to get all excited. We sell a deck of cards called the Gambler's Deck. It's a deck of cards that's marked, and it's a stripper deck too. So I do a gambling demonstration where I have them choose a card, I shuffle the deck, I'm able to find their card. I deal them a hand of blackjack. I tell them what number they have even though I haven't seen their cards, or Texas Hold'em, and I tell them what hand they're holding or whatever, right? And then I say, imagine you're sitting at the table playing cards with your friend, and you know which cards they have in their hand, and you're able to win every single time. Or imagine you take this deck of cards to your friends and you have them shuffle it, and one of your friends maybe wants to try to heckle you, and they take the card, they lose it in the deck, and they shuffle the cards all up, but you're still able to find it, and their mind is blown. Or whatever, right? You want to kind of put in their mind a picture of them using the product that you're demonstrating to them. So not only is it a cool trick, but it's a cool trick that you're going to do, and then you're going to give us a specific example of what they're going to do with it. So like, for example, again, at Blackpool, the sales pitch was, a lot of people are familiar with the Chinese linking rings. A lot of people know how it works. Imagine the look on their face when you hand them the ring and you completely let go, and now the ring is permanently attached and they're not able to take it off. Imagine the look on their face after they just got done telling you that they know how the trick works. You hand it to them, and now they're completely fooled and they have no idea what happened. And they're going to believe everything that they knew up to that point was a lie, because, wait a minute, I thought that, there was a gap in the ring and you were just sliding it through the gap, and now I'm examining it and there's no way for the ring to come off. So putting this idea in their mind of not only is it a cool trick and it's easy to do, but specifically how are they going to use it and the emotions that they're going to get from it. You know, letting them know they're going to have a good time. Because people purchase things based on emotions, not necessarily logically. So they're more willing to spend money on a trick if they know that it's something that they're going to use and it's going to be fun to perform for their friends, rather than just how cool of a gadget it is. Now, how cool of a gadget it is, of course, is part of it, but you really want to solidify in their mind that they're going to get some work out of it and that they're going to have a good time. So that's the first thing, is getting them emotionally attached to the thing. The other thing, usually there's three things that go through people's minds when they're going to make a purchase, and that is, am I going to use this? Meaning, like, how easy is it? Am I going to have to put a lot of practice into it? Is it practical? Is it something I can carry on me all the time? Or is it like something that I can only use some of the time or whatever, right? That's the first thing. Am I going to even use this? The second thing is it expensive? And when I say, is it expensive, essentially it means like, not necessarily how much it costs, but like relative to what I'm getting. So like, for example, someone might be more inclined to spend $50 on a deck of cards if it's a really cool and rare deck versus, $50 on like a set of regular bicycle cards, right? They're both decks of cards. They both do the exact same thing. And even if they're both $50, people are more inclined to pay $50 for the cool, exciting deck of cards rather than like the regular deck of cards. So in their mind, they're justifying, they're weighing their options. Is how much money I'm going to spend on this justified based on what I'm getting, right? And then the third thing is what we already talked about. It's the emotional aspect of it. How cool the trick is. Is it a cool gadget? How much fun they're going to have performing it. All that stuff. So how easy is it? Am I even going to be able to do this? How much does it cost? And the emotional impact that it has on them, and if it's something that they think that is going to be fun to perform. So taking all those three things into consideration, one thing that I like to do is bundle deals. If you do a bundle, that adds to the value that they're getting. And in their mind, usually they're getting some sort of a discount. Now, you don't necessarily want to just discount items. You don't want to say, normally this thing is $50, but for you, I'm going to give it to you for $10. Because what that tells them is that they're getting a cheaper product, which means that it's not going to necessarily, it's going to be the $5 deck of cards. And you told me that it was $50, but now it's $10, but now I'm paying $10 for a $5 deck of cards. So in their mind, they're saying, I don't know, it sounds almost too good to be true, right? Like imagine if you went to a car dealership, right? And they're like, that's a $50,000 car, but I'm going to give it to you for $10,000. The first thing that's going to go through your mind is, what's wrong with the car, right? Does that make sense? So rather than just dropping the price, add value to it, right? So the easiest way to do that is to do bundle deals. If you guys get the Ninja Plus Deluxe set, the Close-Up Linking Ring set, and the Ninja Plus Fusion set, I'm actually going to give you guys a free gift. This is my Ninja Plus Sessions DVD. I teach 9 full-length routines on this DVD that you can use these ring sets with that are really going to increase the value of your performance. It's going to give you some streamlined ideas that you can get started with right away, so you can be performing this routine right away for people, and it's going to really increase the amount of reactions that you're going to get. It's something as simple as a DVD or a download or whatever. You throw that in and you bundle it together, and you can maybe give them a little bit of a price break on it too. All three of these things together are like $350, but I'll go ahead and give it to you for $300, and you're going to get a free gift too. So that bundle doesn't devalue the product, and it makes the value more to them. They're getting more out of the product. So now you're selling more product when in reality I could have just sold the Ninja Plus set just on its own for like $150. I'm actually selling $300 worth of magic. I'm only taking a $50 cut, but my profits are increasing because I'm selling more. Right? So let's look at Houdini's for an example. The magic shop that I demonstrate, now I'm going to be pitching to laymen, right? And a lot of the times laymen don't really understand that magic is expensive. I mean, a magician is used to knowing, like, okay, I'm going to spend like $50 on this trick or whatever, and that's just how it is. I want this DVD, I already know I'm going to spend $45 on it. Magicians know that magic is a little bit more expensive. But to the layman, they're going to be like, okay, so you're trying to sell me like a floating card trick and you're trying to sell me these lights for like 55 bucks, right? So what I do is I bundle that together, and on top of that, not only are you going to get these 2 tricks, I'm actually going to throw in a free gift, right? You're going to get the cut and restored rope routine. It's going to teach you guys how to do the trick where you break a rope in 2 pieces and you magically fix it again. And I'm even going to give you some rope to practice with as a free gift. Now, on top of that, keep in mind, if you guys spend $40 or more on anything in the store before tax, I can give you guys a free book that teaches you some really easy to do card tricks with any deck of cards, also as a free gift. So if you were to get this bundle, not only would you get the rope as a free gift, you would also get the book as a free gift, because this is, of course, over $40. So you see how I just took this $55 2 tricks, a floating card and lights, and I just turned it into a package deal, and they're not spending any more money on it. It's still $55, but they're getting the lights, they're getting the card, they're getting a book that teaches them card tricks, they're getting the rope routine, they're getting all this stuff with it. So now they're more likely to pull the trigger on it because they feel like they're getting more value. And I didn't lower the price at all. They're still paying $55 for the exact same thing. And I'm throwing in like a book that costs like 20 cents to print, and some rope with the instructions for the cut and restored rope routine that probably costs like $2 or $3. So I'm out $2 or $3, maybe $4 or $5. Let's just say $5. I'm out $5, so that $55 bundle is now, you know, I'm making a $50 profit off of it or whatever, right? If you want to look at it that way after bundling it together. But the point is I sold the bundle and I made that $50 profit versus just selling the one light trick or the one floating card trick and just making a little bit of money, making $20 or $30 off of it. I'm now making $50 by bundling everything together. So to recap, because I know that was kind of a lot of information for you guys, 3 phases. Phase number 1 is the hook, getting them interested in it, whether it be asking them a question or showing them something visual to get them to actually watch the demonstration. Number 2 being the demonstration itself, keeping it simple, getting them excited about it, letting them know it's easy to do and it's a lot of fun to perform, and letting them see an actual demonstration of what the trick looks like. And then number 3, rolling into the close, which is where you kind of explain to them why it'd be cool that they got this stuff, you know, how they're going to use it, and if possible, bundling things together so they can get a little bit of a deal on it and they're more likely to buy it. And if you do trade shows, this is a good thing to kind of keep in mind, because a lot of times these trade show companies are going to want you to actually pitch their product for them. So if you're doing trade shows, this might be some good information for you to consider. If you have your own product and you do lectures, this would be a really good thing for you guys to do too. So when you're at the lecture table, you can demonstrate the things that you have available for sale. If you do magic conventions and you're working in the dealer's hall, perfect. If you're going to work in a magic shop, definitely perfect. This is going to definitely help you guys in your sales at the magic shop that you're working for. And if you don't do any of that and you do private events, especially if you're a children's entertainer, one thing I really suggest is doing a after the show, like, little pitch. You can say, hey guys, so if any of you are interested in learning magic, I actually have these magic kits available for sale, and these little magic tricks. They're super easy to do, and then you can demonstrate some of the stuff that you have for sale, and then maybe do some back of house sales and get some extra money at the end of your show. So it's just something to consider. Anyway, thank you for letting me ramble for, like, I don't know, maybe 15-20 minutes. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you next week with more advice. Take care.